Have there been moments in your silent journey when you paused, took a deep breath, and felt an inexplicable weight on your shoulders, as if you were carrying stories, pains, and memories that, deep down, you know do not belong to your true essence? This subtle yet persistent feeling of living within a cycle that repeats incessantly, where the same emotional difficulties and mental blocks repeatedly emerge in different guises, is not a sign of failure, but rather an indication that your soul is knocking on the door of consciousness, desperately asking to be freed from the shackles of a past that no longer resonates with who you have become. Perhaps you have spent years searching for answers outside yourself, looking in books, in methods, or in other people for a key that could turn off this dull anguish vibrating in your chest, without realizing that the lock has always been on the inside and that the only hand capable of turning that key is your own, strengthened by the divine presence that has never abandoned you, not even in moments of greatest darkness and solitude. What most of us forget, immersed in the density of everyday life and the demands of the material world, is that suffering is not a natural state of being, but rather an acquired frequency, an ancient and dusty vibration that we accept as our inheritance, when in truth we are heirs to light, freedom, and instant transmutation. Believing that healing must be a painful, long, and drawn-out process is one of the greatest illusions the human mind has constructed to keep us away from our true power. The truth, brought by the winds of Saint Germain's wisdom, is that transformation can occur in the snap of a finger, in the exact millisecond you decide, with every cell of your body, to stop feeding the pain and begin to nourish your I Am presence. It is not about fighting the shadow, for struggle only feeds conflict, but rather about igniting a light so intense and violet that darkness simply ceases to have a place to exist, dissolving like mist at the touch of the first rays of morning sun. In this sacred encounter we now begin, we are not merely exchanging words or intellectual concepts. We are opening a real and palpable energetic portal, a rift in time and space through which the energy of the Amethyst Violet Flame can flow freely into your system, sweeping away psychic and emotional debris accumulated over eons. Imagine that there is a version of you, immaculate, radiant, and absolutely free, just waiting for the dust of old identities to be removed to shine. It is towards an encounter with that version that we are heading today, guided by the firm and loving hand of Saint Germain, the great alchemist who teaches us that magic is not supernatural, but rather the conscious use of the divine laws that govern the universe. By accepting this invitation, you are not just watching content, but signing an internal decree of freedom, allowing the amethyst energy to penetrate the deepest layers of your subconscious to rewrite the story of your life with the golden ink of victory and ascension. The energy we are about to invoke and anchor in your field is intelligent, alive, and responds to the command of your heart. It does not judge your past mistakes, does not analyze your failures, and does not ask for explanations as to why it took you so long to get here. For to the violet flame, the only time that exists is now, and in the now you are pure, worthy, and deserving of all grace. Feel, even before we close our eyes for the deep practice, that the air around you begins to change texture, becoming more electric and subtle, as if invisible amethyst particles are starting to swirl around you, creating a vortex of protection that separates you from worldly concerns and places you at the center of an unshakable sanctuary of peace. It is vital that you understand that the pain you feel is not who you are. It is merely a shell, a rusted armor that served to protect you in ancient battles, but which now, in the face of the new frequency descending upon Earth, has become too heavy to carry and needs to be gently dissolved in the fire of divine mercy. Saint Germain approaches us not as a distant and unattainable entity seated on a throne in the clouds, but as a wise elder brother who walks by your side, places a hand on your shoulder, and whispers that freedom is your birthright, inalienable and eternal. He brings with him the frequency of the Golden Age, the promise that it is possible to live on Earth without being bound by the laws of negative karma, provided we learn to use the violet fire to consume the cause, effect, record, and memory of all that does not reflect the perfection of God. As we enter into the attunement of this reading and preparation, your cells already begin to vibrate in anticipation. For the physical body recognizes the truth even before the rational mind can process it. There is an immediate relief in knowing that you don't have to solve everything alone, that there is a cosmic force available, free and loving, ready to assume the burden, provided you have the courage and humility to surrender it. Prepare yourself, for what we will do next is not a simple mental visualization, but a deep spiritual surgery where we will remove, layer by layer, the illusions that have prevented you from seeing the majesty of your own being. Amethyst, with its vibration of transmutation and spiritual elevation, will be the surgical instrument of light that will cut the shackles of fear and doubt. You are about to enter the sacred chamber of your own heart, the place where the human and the divine merge, and where the voice of the I Am can be heard clearly above the noise of the external world. Breathe in this truth, embrace this possibility, and allow hope, which perhaps lay dormant, to begin to awaken and warm your chest, for the journey home, to your true spiritual home, begins exactly at this instant. Now, I invite you to gently close your eyes and disconnect, thread by thread, from the frantic web of external reality, allowing silence to be not just the absence of sound, but a palpable and welcoming presence that fills the space around you. Find a position where your physical body can experience total surrender, releasing the weight of your bones against the surface that supports you, understanding that, at this exact moment, there is nowhere you need to go, no task that demands your immediate attention, and no expectation to be met beyond the simple act of existing and breathing. Inhale deeply, drawing air not just into your lungs, but visualizing it as a current of vital prana that flows through every millimeter of your organism, and, as you exhale, intentionally release the tension accumulated in your jaw, neck, and shoulders, letting out in the form of gray smoke all the fatigue that has settled in your muscle fibers over the days. I am with you on this crossing, holding the frequency of the environment so that you can safely dive into the depths of your own being, where healing ceases to be a mental concept and becomes a real physiological experience. Visualize, far above the crown of your head, the formation of a large vortex of shimmering violet light, spinning in a perfect and silent spiral, charged with the electric and cool vibration of sacred amethyst. This light is not static. It behaves like a magnetic fluid, a cascade of spiritual nectar that slowly begins to descend, touching the top of your skull with a softness that makes your skin tingle and instantly calms the brain's electrical activity. As this luminous substance penetrates your scalp and bathes your cerebral hemispheres, feel your thoughts slow down, as if your mental gears are being lubricated and cooled by this violet balm, dissolving the rigidity of worries and creating a vast and clean space within your mind. The energy descends through your forehead, smoothing out expression lines caused by tension, relaxes the small muscles around your eyes, and unlocks your jaw joint, allowing your tongue to rest gently on the roof of your mouth, signaling to your entire nervous system that the danger has passed and it is safe to enter a mode of deep regeneration. The river of violet light continues its downward journey, enveloping your throat and neck, regions where we so often hold unspoken words and stifled cries, clearing energetic blockages that impede your authentic expression and dissolving the knots that constrict your voice. Feel this energy flow into your shoulders, those structures that carry the weight of the world, and notice how they naturally drop, freeing themselves from burdens that should never have been yours. It is as if a heavy, invisible armor were unfastened and fell to the ground, leaving you exposed, not to the vulnerability of danger, but to the lightness of freedom. The violet flow advances through your arms, elbows, forearms, and hands, exiting through your fingertips and carrying with it all need for control, all anxiety of having to do and hold on to situations, allowing your hands to rest empty and receptive, ready to receive healing instead of fighting against life. Now, attention turns to the center of your chest, where your physical heart beats tirelessly, pumping life throughout your body. Imagine the violet flame penetrating directly into your ribcage, enveloping your heart and lungs in an embrace of purifying light. With each beat, your heart now pumps blood mixed with this amethyst light, sending tiny crystals of healing to every artery and vein, reaching the farthest extremities of your body and oxygenating your cells with the frequency of transmutation. Breathe and feel the expansion in your ribcage, as if your ribs are opening to give more space to your soul, dissolving the sensation of tightness, anguish, or shortness of breath that often accompanies states of chronic stress. This light descends through your solar plexus and abdomen, penetrating deeply into your vital organs, stomach, liver, kidneys, intestines, performing a powerful, energetic detoxification, sweeping away emotional toxins that have solidified in these regions and restoring the harmonious and healthy functioning of each biological system. The energy follows its natural course, descending through your spinal column, aligning vertebra by vertebra, as if a divine hand were adjusting the central axis of your body, correcting energetic deviations and allowing life force to flow unobstructed from the base of your spine to the crown of your head. It bathes your hips, the seat of our support and creativity, dissolving ancestral fears of scarcity and insecurity, and flows through your thighs, knees, legs, and ankles, bringing a pleasant sensation of weight and deep relaxation. Feel your feet enveloped by this light, which now connects with the earth beneath you, creating amethyst roots that firmly anchor you to the ground, ensuring that, no matter how high your consciousness flies, your physical body remains nourished, stable, and protected by the telluric force of Mother Earth. You are now a pillar of violet light, a clean and unobstructed channel where heaven and earth meet, vibrating at a frequency where disease and disharmony have difficulty existing. In this state of deep physical relaxation, where you barely feel the boundaries of your skin, we begin to work at the cellular and molecular level. Imagine that within each of the trillions of cells in your body, a tiny violet flame ignites in the nucleus, exactly where your DNA resides. Saint Germain's energy now acts as a spiritual laser, reprogramming genetic codes, removing the marks of hereditary diseases, predispositions to pain, and records of premature aging caused by suffering. See, with your mind's eye, your DNA shining in shades of violet and gold, spinning at a perfect speed, expelling the dark density that was clinging to its helices and restoring the original pattern of perfection and vibrant health. It is a silent yet powerful renewal, that occurs in the microcosm of your being, preparing your body's biology to sustain much higher frequencies of light than those you were accustomed to. While this biological process occurs, you notice a subtle change in the atmosphere around you. The air becomes fragrant with an indescribable essence of flowers and ozone, and a majestic presence begins to delineate itself in the field of your perception. Saint Germain enters your meditation space not as a distant figure, but as an alchemist master who comes to inspect and assist the work of transmutation. You may feel the warmth of his presence approaching, perhaps a gentle tingling in your hands or a comforting warmth in the center of your chest. He brings with him the amethyst staff, an instrument of power and healing, and begins to trace sacred symbols of light geometry around your physical body, sealing the healing that has just occurred and creating a second skin of energetic protection that will prevent dense environmental energies from re-penetrating your field. Feel profoundly grateful to your body, this sacred vehicle that allows your experience on Earth, and know that, at this moment, it is being loved, honored, and restored by the grace of the violet flame, with the temple of your physical body now pacified and vibrating in a symphony of regeneration. It is time to take a deeper step, crossing the portals of matter to enter the sanctuary of your emotions, that vast inner ocean where the storms of the past often still silently roar. Imagine that, in the center of your chest, there is a golden door, ancient and adorned with sacred symbols, that slowly opens to reveal a spiral staircase made of rose quartz and amethyst, inviting you to descend into the secret chambers of your heart. I hold your energetic hand as we descend step by step, leaving behind the cold logic of the mind and diving into the raw and visceral truth of what you feel. This is sacred territory, where there is no room for judgments, criticisms, or rational analyses, only for the unconditional acceptance of everything you have lived, suffered, and loved until today. As we descend, the illumination changes, bathing everything in a soft and welcoming lilac light, signaling that you are entering the domain of effective healing, where wounds that have never healed are about to find the balm of definitive transmutation. Upon reaching the base of this staircase, you encounter a lake of still, deep waters, which reflects not your physical face, but the landscape of your soul. These waters represent your emotional body, the reservoir of all the tears you haven't cried, the screams caught in your throat, and the sorrows you've hidden from the world to appear strong. Saint Germain is already here, waiting on the shore of this inner lake, dressed in his ceremonial violet robe that seems woven with threads of living light. He does not look at your pains with pity, but with deep respect and compassion, for he knows that every scar you carry is, in truth, a medal of bravery earned in the school of earthly life. He extends his hand over the waters, and instantly, the violet fire begins to sprout from the surface of the lake, not as a fire that burns and destroys, but as a liquid, cool flame that begins to circulate and stir stagnant emotions, bringing to the surface what needs to be seen, embraced, and finally released into the light. Perhaps old memories now emerge, faces of people who hurt you, situations of rejection, abandonment, or injustice that left deep marks on your self-image. Do not look away, for healing requires the courage to witness your own story without identifying with it. Saint Germain invites you to take these memories, which appear as dark and heavy stones on the shores of your emotional lake, and cast them, one by one, into the great violet bonfire burning in the center of the sanctuary. See the resentment you have carried for years instantly consumed by the flames, transforming from a dense and suffocating energy into pure white and golden light, which returns to the universe as wisdom and learning, leaving your chest lighter and more spacious. Feel the weight of guilt, that rust of the soul that corrodes the joy of living, being dissolved. You no longer need to carry the burden of past mistakes, for in the tribunal of divine mercy, the verdict for those who seek the light is always complete absolution and the opportunity to begin anew. The process intensifies, and the violet flame begins to act on the energetic ties that still bind you to toxic relationships, to family patterns of suffering, and to spiritual contracts that have already expired. Visualize dark threads emerging from your solar plexus and heart, connecting you to people or situations that drain your vitality. With a graceful and firm movement, Saint Germain uses a flaming amethyst sword to cut. With surgical precision, all these unhealthy bonds. As they are cut, these threads retract and dissolve, and you feel an immediate wave of energy returning, as if pieces of your soul that were lost or held hostage elsewhere are coming home, reintegrating into your being and filling internal voids with a sense of wholeness and self-sufficiency. You are free. Free from others' expectations, free from the need for external approval, and free to love without the dependence and fear that once contaminated your relationships. Now, the energy focuses on healing your inner child, that vulnerable and pure part of you that may have felt alone, misunderstood, or frightened at many points in your journey. Visualize Saint Germain, or the very personification of divine love, taking this child into his arms, wrapping him in a blanket woven with the highest frequency of the violet flame, cradling him and assuring him that the period of loneliness is over forever. Feel this embrace happening within you, a deep reconciliation between the adult you have become and the innocence you never truly lost. The tears that may now roll are not of sadness, but of relief, a sacred bath that washes your eyes so you can see life with new colors. The fear of the future, the anxiety of not being good enough, and the feeling of helplessness are gently replaced by an unshakable trust in the universe's protection and the certainty that you are deeply loved, not for what you do, but simply for who you are. As the lake of your emotions calms and becomes crystalline again, now reflecting the golden light of a spiritual sun rising on the horizon of your inner world, you realize that your heart has transformed. Where before there were defenses, walls, and armor to avoid pain, now there is a 1,000-petaled violet lotus flower, open and receptive, pulsing in unison with the rhythm of the cosmos. The capacity to feel is no longer a threat, but your superpower. You can feel compassion without absorbing others' suffering. You can love without losing yourself in another. And you can vibrate joy without the fear of it being stolen. Saint Germain places his hands over your heart chakra, sealing this healing with the symbol of the Maltese cross in resplendent light, anchoring the frequency of unconditional love as the new operating system of your emotional life. Breathe in this new inner atmosphere, feeling the scent of roses and lavender that now fills your chest. And notice how lightness has settled where anguish once resided. It is a state of grace, a perfect alignment between feeling and being. You understand, with every fiber of your emotional body, that the past no longer has power over your now unless you give it permission. And today, here and now, you definitively withdraw that permission. You are the master of your waters, the guardian of your temple, and the alchemist of your own happiness, capable of transforming any drop of sadness into an ocean of gratitude and peace. Cherish this feeling. Engrave it in your emotional cells, for this state of serenity is not a fleeting visitor, but the new permanent dwelling of your soul. With your physical body restored to its original vitality and your heart pacified from its ancient storms, we now ascend to the highest and most subtle sphere of your being, the mental and spiritual plane, the domain where reality is conceived before it manifests and where your direct connection to the source of all life resides. Imagine that you are gently floating upward, leaving the emotional lake behind and entering a vast space of velvety, profound silence, similar to the clearest night sky you have ever seen, sprinkled with stars that pulse in shades of indigo, violet, and gold. This is the sanctuary of your higher mind, the place where thoughts cease to be chaotic and repetitive noises and become seeds of divine creation. Here, far from collective mental pollution and the limiting beliefs you were taught, you can finally hear the music of the spheres and reconnect with the wisdom that has always existed within you. Patiently awaiting the moment of your awakening, Saint Germain accompanies you in this ascent, but now his form becomes even more luminous and ethereal. He presents himself as a pillar of violet fire that radiates supreme and loving intelligence, positioning himself in front of your mental field as a guardian of truth. He points his staff of power to the region of your forehead, the location of the third eye, and projects a concentrated beam of amethyst light that penetrates directly into the center of your brain, instantly dissolving the gray clouds of confusion, doubt, and self-sabotage. Feel as if a fresh wind were sweeping through a long closed room the thought forms of scarcity. I can't. It's too difficult. I don't deserve it. Being disintegrated and swept away from your auric field, transformed into harmless stardust. The violet flame acts as a cosmic antivirus, clearing the programming of fear and limitation that was installed in your subconscious mind since childhood, freeing the central processor of your being to operate with the full capacity of your divine intelligence. As the mental clearing deepens, you begin to perceive a crystalline clarity taking over your perception. It is as if, for the first time, you can see reality as it truly is, stripped of the veils of illusion and the distortions of the wounded ego. Complex concepts become simple. Solutions to old problems spontaneously arise on your mental screen, and a deep understanding of universal laws begins to blossom in your intuition, not as something learned from books, but as a remembrance of something you have always known. Saint Germain now places an etheric amethyst crown upon your head, activating the crown chakra and opening the portal of direct communication with your higher self, your I Am presence, which hovers majestically above you as a radiant sun of white and golden light, the true source of who you are. Prepare for the sacred moment of fusion. Visualize this great spiritual sun, your I Am presence, beginning to slowly descend towards your physical body, passing through the crown of your head and anchoring itself firmly in the center of your being. It is not something external entering you, but your own greater essence taking possession of your human vehicle. Feel the dizzying expansion of your consciousness, as if the boundaries of your small self dissolve and you become as vast as the universe, containing within you all the stars, all the galaxies, and all the wisdom of the ages. A powerful voice, not heard by the ears, but reverberating in every atom of your existence, proclaims within you, I am that I am. I am the open door that no one can shut. I am the light that enlightens every man who comes into the world. Repeat these words internally, feeling the vibration of power and spiritual authority they carry, claiming your divine inheritance, and accepting the responsibility of being a conscious co-creator of your reality. The energy of the violet flame now merges with the golden flame of illumination and the pink flame of love, forming within your heart the threefold flame, the seal of divinity in man, which begins to spin and expand outward from your body, creating an impenetrable aura of protection around you. You realize that you are no longer a victim of circumstances, a boat adrift on the sea of life, but rather the captain, the navigator, and the ocean itself. Victimhood, complaint, and the feeling of powerlessness are incompatible with this new frequency and simply cease to exist in your system. You understand, with unshakable certainty, that you have the power to transmute any situation, any energy, and any challenge merely with the focus of your attention and the intention of your heart aligned with divine will. The fear of death, the fear of loss, and the fear of the unknown dissolve in the light of eternity that now shines through your eyes. For you know that you are a spiritual being living a temporary human experience, and that your essence is immortal, indestructible, and infinitely loved. Saint Germain, observing your transfiguration, smiles with the satisfaction of a master who sees his disciple awaken. He symbolically hands you the torch of freedom, a violet flame that never extinguishes, so that you may carry it in your heart and use it to illuminate your path and the path of those who cross your journey. He reminds you that the mind is now your servant and no longer your master. It is a sharp and brilliant tool, ready to execute the commands of your soul and manifest in matter the highest dreams of your spirit. Feel the connection to the planetary light grid, joining thousands of other awakened souls who, at this very moment, are also holding the frequency of the new earth. You are not alone, never have been, and never will be, for you are part of a great cosmic family that works tirelessly for the elevation of humanity. With each breath, you anchor this expanded consciousness more deeply into your biological body, causing spirituality to cease being an abstract concept and become a physical, tangible, and practical reality in your daily life. Your thoughts now emit waves of harmony. Your words carry the power to bless and heal, and your actions are guided by a higher intelligence that always seeks the greatest good for all. You are a living pillar of violet fire, walking the earth, transforming density into light wherever you go, simply by being who you are. Thank yourself for having come this far, for having persisted in the search, and for having allowed this awakening to happen. The door has been opened, the veil has been lifted, and the vision of truth is now yours forever. The storm of light now begins to calm, not because the energy has diminished, but because it has found a stable dwelling within you, integrating deeply into the geography of your soul and the biology of your cells. What once seemed like an external visitation of power has now transformed into a permanent state of being, a basal frequency that will silently pulse beneath the surface of your every breath from now on. You no longer need to exert effort to hold this vibration, for it has become part of your nature, as natural as the beating of your heart or the flow of your blood. The heavy lifting has been done, the dross has been burned away, and what remains is the pure gold of your divine essence, polished and ready to shine in the world of form. Saint Germain, the alchemist master who guided every step of this sacred journey, now gently begins to recede from your immediate visual field, not to abandon you, but to allow you to take command of your own vessel, knowing that the connection established today is indestructible and eternal. He observes you with a look of deep approval and pride, and with a solemn gesture, draws in the air before you the symbol of infinity in violet light, sealing this work in the ether so that no future doubt or emotional fluctuation can undo what has been achieved here. Feel gratitude flow between your heart and his, a bridge of love that transcends dimensions. You now understand that you never needed to seek masters outside yourself as one seeks saviors, for the true master has awakened within your own chest, and Saint Germain was merely the mirror that allowed you to see your own majesty reflected. His presence dissolves into the ambient light, leaving behind a trail of violet perfume and the absolute certainty that, at the slightest whisper of your call, he and the legions of light will be by your side instantly. Begin now, very gently, the process of returning to the awareness of your physical environment, bringing with you all the baggage of light you have accumulated in the higher spheres. Feel the Earth's gravity pulling you back, not as a weight, but as a welcoming embrace from Mother Gaia, who desperately needs awakened beings like you anchored on her surface. Notice the contact of your body with the chair or the ground. Feel the texture of your clothes, the temperature of the air on your skin, and the distant sounds of the world outside, which now seem less noisy and more part of a larger symphony that you can observe with detachment and peace. Breathe deeply, filling your lungs with the air of this physical plane, but notice that the air seems sweeter, more alive, as if you are breathing pure prana. Slowly move your fingers and toes. Stretch if you feel like it, reoccupying every millimeter of your physical body with the reverence of one entering a newly consecrated sacred temple. As you open your eyes, even if only internally for now, realize that the world around you may seem the same. The furniture is in the same place. The walls have the same color, but you have irrevocably changed, and because you have changed, everything your eyes touch will also be transformed. You are no longer the same person who began this reading. That old version, laden with resentment and doubt, remained in the ashes of the violet bonfire, and who returns now is a light bearer, an ambassador of the golden age disguised in everyday attire. The problems that once seemed insurmountable mountains now reveal themselves as small steps of learning. And the people who once irritated or hurt you are now seen through the lens of compassion, for you recognize in them the same divine spark you have just rediscovered within yourself, merely still dormant and dreaming nightmares of separation. This moment of closure is not an end, but the true beginning of your mission. The meditation was the training. Life out there is the field of action where you will apply the alchemy you have just learned. I invite you to make a solemn commitment, not to let this flame be extinguished by the distraction of routine. Protect this state of grace as one protects a lit candle in the wind, returning to this inner sanctuary whenever the world tries to harden your heart again. Remember, you are the healing the world awaits. You are the answer to your ancestors' prayers. And you are the hope for a brighter future for generations to come. Your elevated vibration affects the energetic field of your home, your work, and your city, creating waves of positive impact that you cannot even imagine. If this experience has touched your soul, and if you have, in fact, felt the presence of the violet flame acting within your being, I ask that you now materialize this energy through a concrete action. Go down to the comments and write the power phrase, "I am the violet flame in action and I accept my healing now." By writing these words, you are not just leaving a comment for an algorithm, but you are engraving on the physical plane through writing your decree of freedom, signing below the contract of light we have sealed today. Also read the accounts of your brothers and sisters on this journey. See how we are not alone, how we are a silent legion of souls awakening together, forming a network of support and love that covers the planet. And if you wish to continue nurturing this connection and have access to more keys, portals, and activations like this, be sure to subscribe to the channel, becoming an official member of this light egregore of the Temple of the Violet Flame. Activate the notification bell, not out of digital habit, but as a signal to the universe that you are online and available to receive the calls of the Spirit whenever a new opportunity for ascension is made available. Share this text, this video, this energy with someone you feel needs relief. Being a channel of blessings for another is the fastest way to multiply blessings in your own life. Place your hand on your chest once more. Feel the beat of your heart, the rhythm of the universe within you, and know that it is done, it is sealed, it is finished, and so it is. Go in peace, go in light, and above all, go as the living violet flame itself, transforming the lead of life into spiritual gold with every step of your path. I am light, I am love, I am the truth that sets free.